have to put the CD in your CD and give the CD.
Oh, sorry, Zach. It seems there's something wrong with my CD, so we may have to wait a bit for Arzette to load.
Waiting for the CD to spin.
Are you waiting?
Yeah, we're waiting for the CD to spin.
Are you waiting?
Yeah, we're waiting.
Are you waiting?
Yeah, are you waiting?
Not anymore.
Okay.
Yes, so welcome to Keeping BZ, the show where Zach and I make an excuse to talk to each other by playing a game, and we're going to be playing a YouTube poop mod of Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore.
Yeah, okay. I figured this had to be modded.
More like Rockland Dees nuts. Said Dimer, who F. Dimer, the traitorous Dum-Dum, who amassed an army of EVs in effort to conquer Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore. Several defected, like Duke Nodelki, Lol. The king ordered 5 jewel shards to beat. After that, the princess imprisoned the demon king in a magical prison controlled by Arzette's royal pheromones. Dimer's dark...
I can almost seeing this being DLC for this game.
It basically is. So, Zach, this YouTube poops every cutscene in the entire game, as well as rewrites all the dialogue for the text boxes.
Lord,
Oh my gosh.
bountiful peace persisted in the kingdom forever. The end. Well, I hope that's what happened in the book I can't read.
I see why you picked this game to discuss meme games. Arzette already is kind of a meme game, but this makes it 5 times more of a meme game.
And of course, as you might expect from Zach's reactions, he had no idea going into this that I had put a meme mod on this game. And I thought it would be just a nice little twist, just to make this interesting. Zach has beaten this game, I have beaten this game, we know this game pretty well. And we're going to use this as an opportunity to react to these crazy cutscenes, as well as talk about meme stuff and meme-specific games.
4 years of scrubbing my butt. Now, finding the of matter and scrubbing 4 shards was no easy task. Unrelated.
Nodelki, I offer you power.
Man, I didn't even know people still did YouTube poops, but I suppose Arzette is based off the CDI games, which were
Got it.
massive in the YouTube poop community, so they kind of have to.
Prison with your life, and guard it with your prison guards, and imprison these shards for life, and imprison your prison guards, so that I may take each of these shards and shard it with my life, and imprison...
You know what's weird? I usually am not a super big fan of YouTube poop, so I don't know why this is making me laugh so much.
I discovered this mod when I saw a clip of the game that the cutscenes seemed off and I couldn't tell why, and then I realized, oh yeah, this mod exists now, so I have to play this. I believe it was Vinesauce playing it, and he was reacting to a clip of it, and he was laughing, and I was like, yeah, that was pretty good. I gotta try this mod.
Your Majesty! Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore.
That's impossible.
Another issue. A dark fog has enveloped the land. I cannot see shit out there. I'm afraid that my scouts have peed into the beacons. They've been unlit.
Not a problem. My sisters hid candles throughout the kingdom that can burn the beacon.
No, only a member of the beacons. Family can rekindle the beacons.
Oh well.
Beacon of beacons. Only a beacon can rekindle.
How am I supposed to go?
You may use my teleportation scrolls.
Oh, burn these tapestries.
No,
Oh, problem.
another issue. Mice report sightings of dark cheese that impedes the critical paths.
That's another cheese for me to taste.
Great. Some mice I have to find.
Oh!
Oh, my
Well,
my aunt hid sacred candles throughout the kingdom that can burn cheese.
issue.
Oh, bless you.
I'm red.
Well, I'm not red. I'm blue. What?
So long.
I'll be leaving then.
I don't know what to say to any of this. I'm just I'm drawing a blank.
Another issue.
It's just so stupid, but I love it.
Oh well, what to do?
You see, they even, like, redid the subtitles to match the meme dialogue.
Wanna defeat
Yeah.
Timer? Let's get started. Move left or right to start running. Press jump to leap. Jumping into action. Press attack to slash your sword. Hey, you have a smart sword. It interacts with both objects and people. It hurts only those that aren't friendly. Get some bombs by slashing that bag. Press item to use items. Try
So admittedly, I also planned on keeping busy on Arzette,
climb ladder.
and this was before Brandon played it himself. And I was a little bit jealous that he stole it from me, but after seeing this, you know what? Yeah, he deserves to steal it from me.
It gets you into tight space.
This is much more interesting.
Yeah, I'm so happy that this exists. So when this game came out, I mean, it was a surprising thing because it's the same developer that made the Link: The Faces of Evil and Zelda: The Wand of Gamelon PC remasters the previous year, and they came out and said, hey, I'm making just a new game of that type after remastering those old games, and I guess it made a lot of sense, and the gameplay actually looked pretty good. And even though Zach and I are usually a bit allergic to meme games, this honestly seemed like a legitimate effort, because I remember the pitch was, in the developer interviews, was, I'm going to make one of these games, but I'm actually going to try to make it a good game. And while some people may disagree in the opinions of Zach and I, Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore, is a good game. It's not great, but it is a good version of a Zelda CDI game that feels like it was made with general affection.
Exit to the world map quickly. Go ahead.
I think it's as good as it needs to be.
Well, what are you waiting for? Defeat Timer and have some fun.
It's a short experience. It's a little repetitive with how often you have to revisit levels. And some things can be a little bit hidden and hard to find, but overall, yeah, I enjoyed my time with Arzette.
Yeah, I think the word you used, Zach, I remember, was you found this game relaxing.
Yeah. Like, that's why I didn't mind too much about having to revisit it. That never happened. That's why I didn't mind too much about revisiting areas. Just, this game just has a relaxing atmosphere, and I would say the game's too easy, but that's also what makes it relaxing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a pro and a con.
I'm guessing you played it on normal like I did.
Yeah, I just played it on normal. I think it controls really well. I think the level design for the most part is pretty alright. I like the abilities you get. I like the cutscene writing, but honestly, I'm kind of 50-50 on the actual animation. Because when I go back to the actual Zelda CDI animation, I think it's, for lack of a better word, better. I think sometimes the characters here can look a bit off-model and very low quality. Like, not that Zelda CDI is amazing animation or anything, but I think the characters in that look more consistent.
Sure. I mean, I feel like there is sometimes a feel that Arzette was made with some intentionalness to be kind of low quality because of the nature of the game it's basing itself off of, or being kind of janky looking in a way that's intentional. While the Zelda CDI games were genuinely trying to be actual quality products that were really trying to be something, even though they failed. While Arzette it's both trying to be a good game, but it's also trying to ape what people enjoyed about the cheesy charm of those crappy games.
Nope. I have to see what they do with this guy.
Make it snappy. I'm sure you gotta kill me. Ah! Kill
Who would do that?
the mayor. Oh. I'm Cypress, the wolf-nut man, but the mayor thinks I'm a rabbit.
I don't think that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think.
Really? You don't think?
No.
You think you could convince the mayor to stop thinking?
Nope.
Oh, you think you could convince the mayor to let me move into town?
Nope. I don't think.
Oh, man.
All right. We got our first quest, and I don't know what the fuck it is.
I assume it's just the same thing as originally.
Oh, it's most likely the same thing. It's just because of the way they edited these cutscenes now, nothing makes any fucking sense anymore.
True. Yeah, normally when a game tries too hard to be jank on purpose, it just ends up actually looking worse than the jank it's trying to copy while having none of the charm. But I think Arzette finds a good balance.
Like, I think, like you said, Zach, I think there was a legitimate effort here, but I also think that, like you're implying, the cutscenes do feel lower quality than the effort put into the cutscenes in the original CDI games. By a bit. Like, there's still some good animation in this game, of course.
I mean, I could also say that might be a budget issue more than an actual skill issue.
Sure.
So are we... This is an odd question. Are we going to make a difference between meme games and viral games? For example, would you count Among Us... Would you count Among Us as a meme game, or would you just say that's like a viral game?
Among Us is definitely a viral game. It had no intention of becoming this gigantic meme thing. It was just made as a game with a simple art style that became very popular. Like, this is based off of memes.
Yeah, but I mean, like, are we going to be talking about games like Among Us, or are we going to focus on, like, games intentionally being memes?
I would say intentionally being memes. Like, I mean, for example, I would say that Shaq Fu 2,
oh, yeah.
A Legend Reborn, is a game made because memes. And it's also a terrible game.
Oh, yeah. I would actually say those... I would say the best comparison for Arzette is probably Shaq Fu 2. Because I think they both had the same idea, taking inspiration from an old crappy game. Hang on, let's let this cutscene play.
Arzette!
You've lit a beacon.
Easy. Any new info?
Indeed. Blockades enchanted with color magic.
Am I supposed to get through them?
Yes!
Great. Fine.
Careful, Arzette! Don't get wrecked!
I'm going back now. Through the door.
Okay.
Oh, I do really like that if there's a quest, there will be an exclamation mark to let you know you can do something there. Oh, wait, we got to see the shopkeeper, Brandon.
You're right. I should go see the shopkeeper.
Whoa, my goods will improve your fortunes. I swear. You'll see, friend. I will prove it. My wares are yours, my friend, as long as you pay with something.
Not as interesting as I was hoping it would be.
Mayor, please grant Cyprus citizenship. Haven't you noticed his return?
Oh, heavens to Betsy, that dreadful villain. That snivelly brute. That beastly hound. Here in my heavenly kingdom.
Yeah.
Granted.
Great.
Hilarious.
Anything to report?
Rumors speak of scrolls that allow you to teleport to special places that test your mettle and mess your tittle and reward you with metal. I declare these places the metal. This place is in the land. Rabble, 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 rabble.
Anything else?
Rumors speak of scrolls that could teleport.
Anything else?
Rumors speak of me.
Anything else?
Nope. Halt, Cruella!
What? What the hell was that?
I wasn't ready for that.
Surprise Univore. Good work. I'll remember that.
A one-on-one princess?
I will eventually talk about Shaq Fu too.
That's a smith's anvil behind you, isn't it?
May I?
Ugh. What's wrong?
This weapon needs refined. Problem is, you'll need to find chains and crude oil. They're kept by some mere small timid man in a dungeon, and I have no key to the dungeon. Any more?
I do this.
I never did find that dungeon when I was playing.
Yeah, neither did I.
You got a knife.
No, it's my smart sword.
Oh, you're a doll!
No.
I'm a princess.
I suppose.
I lost my husband. He got bombed. Boom! Shook the whole room. He never turned into a creature like I wanted. Bring me something. In return, I have something.
I do this.
Bring me some starry to quench my thirst, will ya?
I don't do this.
Then bring me star jewelry, will ya?
I do this.
Hey, look, it's the princess! If you see anything nasty in your way, you always gotta knock on wood. Yes.
You can see me.
I would say Shaq Fu 2 is the more cynical version of Arzette.
Yes. It's a beat 'em up instead of a fighting game like the original Shaq Fu, and it was just made with no love or affection at all. It was purely just made for memes, and the humor is surprisingly really offensive and borderline racist.
Yeah.
Jealous because you such big boy. I mean, your turds must be bigger than their heads. Your feet must be the size.
Really, it's a really awful game. On top, and that, I mean that's just not counting the story. Like the game itself has terrible hit detection and really weak combat.
Apologies for the hole.
Fair.
I know sometimes if you hit them again, they'll do a little text box, so that's why I did that. Okay. Oh, that's right. There's still two others we are missing.
If you ever need a little something, a little special dough, like a little sword of yours, just go get that little jewel of Faramore. And drop that little sword of yours, buy that little jewel, and I'll get that little sword, a little shalash.
Want to see me leak?
I wouldn't. Hey!
I resolved to see purple. Not just these puny colors. My eyes can show me. I'll see purple. I will see purple. Ah! Or rather,
What other games would qualify as meme games? Because I honestly can't think of many directly off the top of my head. Because most of the ones I think of are more viral games, like Flappy Bird. I guess you... I don't know if I would really count Flappy Bird as a meme game. I don't think it was meant to be. I think if I remember correctly, that guy just made it as a project, and he didn't mean for it to get as big as it did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I would call Flappy Bird a meme, really. It was just a game, like you said, a guy put out, and then it became super successful, and then the stress of all the money he was making and all the harassment he was getting from all the money he was making made him shut down.
This one also isn't really a meme game. But I also think of stuff like I Want to Be the Guy and I Want to Be the Fan game.
Town.
Really? Oh. Have a lantern. Among Us.
Yeah.
Yep. And cool thing about this game, if we can bring up that menu here, we can just exit to the map and not have to worry about walking the whole way to the end again.
You see Epic Mickey Power Evolution? It is possible.
A cave system's nearby.
That game actually has almost a similar structure to this, especially with the side quest where you have to revisit levels.
Cave system in no time. You'll be spelunking in the cave system nearby so fast. If you run out of light, you might not make it back to safety. Take this rope. If you use this in dark places, like the cave system nearby, you'll make it back. Trust me, Ben, you'll escape from this city.
God damn it.
I mean, there is a Sonic character in this game.
That is true. He does go fast.
And he does actually say gotta go fast. Music in this game also is relaxing.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say the soundtrack to Arzette is amazing, and when I tried listening to it on its own, admittedly there weren't a ton of tracks that really stood out to me, but I do think it's weird. Like, I imagine it's trying to capture the vibe of CDI Zelda music, but it reminds me more of certain sound chips that PS1 games use. Like, for example, a lot of the music in this game reminds me very much of the music from SpongeBob Super Sponge, which used a lot of similar instrument samples, which I guess makes me feel relaxed in its own way.
Oh, I've never played or seen anything of Super Sponge.
Maybe we'll do that one day. That's the SpongeBob game I grew up with. It's just like a kind of simple 2D platformer. Oh, come on. There we go. So this game is strange because it plays like those classic Zelda CDI games. So it is a Metroidvania, but it's more like a Metroidvania split into different levels that you go back between to find different pathways once you get different power-ups.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of glad Arzette was made, because I always thought the concept behind the CDI games could work. It's just well, they didn't.
Yep.
The games just weren't made well, but I don't think the concept or the idea of itself was unsalvageable. It just wasn't. Those games just weren't made very well.
The later break the target missions are a pain in the butt.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many of them going at once.
Got rubies.
I'm honestly surprised they don't try to say got boobies.
For whatever reason, there's certain things they haven't touched. Uh-oh. I'm out of fluid. There it is. No, I want that.
Hey, got it. Gotta get it. There we go.
It's the item that breaks the game.
All right. It really does. This item makes bosses a complete joke.
I forget what I even got that I would need to go back to the forest for.
There really should have been a magic system or a gauge or something to prevent you from just holding it down. Sure, it does slow you down and you can't attack. You can still get hit by physical attacks, but most of the attacks are projectiles. You just hit LB and then you're safe from nearly everything.
Before we continue on, there's definitely something I'm going to need to pick up. You're going to need a lot of lighter fluid in this game because there's going to be a lot of areas with low light. I forget where we get the gun that fires the red stuff from, whether it's the canyon or the desert.
Canyon, I think? Doesn't the guy in the star tower give it to you?
I think so. These snakes are a pain in the butt, too. All the projectile throwing enemies in this game are a pain until you get the item that blocks all of their attacks. Which some people would say makes the game too easy. For me, it just makes this game fun and relaxing. Because if I could never block enemy projectiles and that was just always going to be a problem, that would be mostly just a pain in the ass.
I mean, technically, your sword can stop projectiles if you attack the projectile.
Got rubies.
It's true, but sometimes there's so many projectiles coming at you at once that it can be mostly just a pain. To try to take care of all of them at once.
Yeah, I do think the shield is a good power-up. I just think something should have been done to balance it out a bit, but eh.
Also, this game does a decent enough job of making it obvious what stuff you're supposed to jump on, but once in a while there will be background elements that will be background elements and you won't realize it till you fall through them.
I mean, it goes without saying, but this game does a much better job of it than the Zelda CDI games do.
Yeah, oh yeah. When the Zelda CDI remasters came out, Zach and I did play them and give them a shot, and even with the enhancements the remasters make, nah, those games are still really bad, and I can't even bother getting into them. The hit detection's terrible. The world map is really confusing. You can't even tell what places you can go into or not without just scanning the world map forever.
Yeah, enemies just keep coming.
Oh, yeah, enemies respawn constantly, while in Arzette, they don't respond until you leave the room and come back. Ah, yes.
How about some dust?
No, thanks.
Oh, how about some air?
No.
How about some sass?
No.
How about some...
No.
How about fairy dust?
Fairy dust?
Oh, pizza hut fairy dust. How about some...
Actually, yes.
I insist.
Thanks.
Is this the second time Pizza Hut has appeared in Keeping Busy?
I think so. What was the first time? Sonic Mania? That
Yeah,
mod I
the
did
Sonic
for that
Mania
game?
Hatsune Miku, yeah. Oh wait, no, that was Domino's. That was Domino's, my bad.
Oh, that was Domino's, right, because then, yeah.
Never forget Papa Javados, though. Never forget.
If you want to know what Zach's referring to with Papa Jamanos, watch our Conker's Bad Fur Day Let's Play.
Or as I sometimes like to call it, Brandon's really bad experience with Conker's Bad Fur Day. I had a better joke in mind, and then... Nope.
Are you familiar with the video game YouTube channel and website Digital Foundry, Zach?
You and Alec talk about them, but I haven't really watched any of their videos.
We watch them because they do super in-depth analysis of the performance and resolution that different games run at. Basically trying to tell you what's the best version of a game, or if a game that's coming out, isn't polished or running the best. And so, wait for a patch or that sort of thing. The reason I bring them up in the first place is because two of the main people at Digital Foundry, John Linneman and Audrey, what's his name? Audie, who used to work for Digital Foundry, they were part of the level design team for this game.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't know how they got involved, but I don't know how many... I doubt they have much experience doing level design for video games in the first place, but somehow they got heavily involved with it. And I mean, I don't really have that big an issue with the level design in Arzette. I think the environments feel natural enough for the environment they're in.
I wouldn't call the level design outstanding, but I would say about the level design the same thing I think about every aspect of Arzette. It's as good as it needs to be.
Yes.
I don't need every game to be groundbreaking. Sometimes it is just nice to play something that's short and sweet and just does what it's supposed to do. Arzette does what it's supposed to do, and I like it for that.
I'm sorry, Zach, but I'm afraid that's the correct answer. The incorrect answer, I should say, because if you're on the internet, you should well know that you're not allowed to have an opinion that's somewhere in between or just fine or, just good. A game has to be either the best game ever or it has to be the worst thing of all time.
Thought process irritates the ever-living hell out of me. Because there are so many things that... Sorry. Fuck cutscene. Yeah. Gosh, I don't know why I'm getting so distracted. Poor Arzette. She's doing her best. Yeah, I just, I feel like there's so many things the internet calls the worst thing ever, and it just ends up being, oh, yeah, that's just okay. Although in some instances, something just being fine is sometimes worse than it being bad.
Yes. Yeah, that's very true. No, I usually think about that in movies than in games.
Yeah, that's true. It's so much easier to have a so bad it's good movie than a so bad it's good game. Like, I've definitely liked bad games, but I still wouldn't call them so bad they're good. Like, if I like a bad game, it just happens to scratch a certain itch I have, and even though I can admit it's bad, I still, like, just get some enjoyment out of it. But I wouldn't say I enjoy a bad game in the same way I would enjoy M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening or Old.
Yes, yeah.
What are you up to?
Oh, I'm working. What about you, child?
Nope. What are you working on?
It's just a weapon that can shoot. I need fairy dust, but I can't find any fairy dust. Oh, I can't find any. Oh, I hear fairies hide in the dust.
Well, thankfully we got some Pizza Hut fairy dust.
Found some fairy dust.
Oh. I call it the gun. It will shoot. It hurts.
Wow, thanks.
Anytime.
May I?
Of course.
It's, a spec.
A vast meaty a spec.
Puts all specs into spec perspective, huh?
You're interesting. Much respect. As a gift, take some cosmic jewelry.
As a gift.
Courtesy of the sea.
Huh.
Courtesy of the sea of stars.
They're almost beautiful.
They're almost beautiful.
And I remember who to take that to.
Internet, it is okay for things to be fine. Most things are just fine. Or even bad games aren't just the worst. Sometimes they're just bad.
This canteen. It'll renew your
Yes.
spirits. But your canteen. Drink from it. I hear. Take this canteen. Drink from it. And it'll renew your spirits. I promise. Ta-ta. Ta.
I will admit, though, for far too many years, and it's probably why I haven't done as much with my life as I'd like to, I did used to get really obsessed with reviews of supposedly the worst things ever. Just because I would be so curious why everyone would hate this one thing, and then because I never watched it or played it myself, I would just agree with it. But lately I've been watching and playing things myself to get my own opinion, and that's when I've ultimately realized, well, a lot of these people are just full of shit, and they're just saying whatever possible to get my views.
Yes. They have to have a hot take because otherwise they won't get clicks.
Welcome to the library. You may please yourself. And if I may be so bold, I would please myself.
Oh, can I please myself in the romance section?
You would ask that.
Brandon, for the thumbnail, please make Arzette's face in that cutscene the thumbnail.
Okay. Okay, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to it in this video because it takes forever to get to the double jump, but you know the lady that runs the bakery that's up there?
Yeah.
When you first talk to her, the first thing it shows in the meme edit is her with her rolling pin, pounding the dough for the cookies, and you hear Arzette say, "God, I wish that were me." And it's that clip that made me download this.
Yeah, just so you know, we're 40 minutes in, so I don't know how much more of this you want to do.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I mean, that's a pretty good showing of it. We didn't talk about as many meme games as we necessarily expected to, but we also couldn't think of too many outside of the most egregious examples. But I think that's a pretty decent showing of Arzette, both the gameplay and also its incredible meme mod that somebody put all this effort in to make all these meme edits, which, I mean, you know what? Good on them. The legacy that this game is created for, it kind of deserves this mod to exist.
Yeah, honestly, without those YouTube poops, would this game even exist in the first place?
Probably not. That's kind of what made the CDI games popular in the first place. I don't think the fact of, hey, this company made these weird Zelda games this one time would be enough to make people really interested in getting into this stuff. I think it was really just because, hey, this exists, and we're gonna make stupid videos out of it, and then that perpetuated it into ridiculous YouTube popularity. But I guess the fact that this game exists really shows that YouTube poops are more popular in the public consciousness than I ever thought they were. I thought that was just like a niche on YouTube, but I guess it drew in more viewers than I really thought.
Oh no, they used to be massive for a time. Oh my gosh. I think it turned from I'm Blue to Yellow Submarine.
Your presence.
Yes.
Where?
Over there!
Father?
It's up to you to lead this kingdom.
I can't lead a kingdom.
You will lead this kingdom. Oh well.
That's a lot more dramatic in the original. Like the original cutscene.
Yes. Yeah, I was actually surprised how dramatic this game gets as its story goes on, and there's actually like a legitimate, like, tragedy and heartfelt thing that happens that then is kind of reprised during the ending that I didn't really expect. Because ultimately, the thing I will say about this game is that it does kind of have an anticlimactic final boss.
Yes.
And ending. It just kind of ends. But the experience of playing it and exploring all of its levels, to me, was far worth it, despite whatever issues it has. Just because it's, like Zach said, it's a relaxing little game made with affection that just does a good job paying tribute to a weird legacy of video game history. And I'm happy you tagged along with me for this, Zach, and I hope you watching enjoyed all the terrible YouTube poop edits in this video.